I've flown across most of the settled systems in all manners of spacecraft, and yet I still get sick on the gnat.
By Vectera, by Vectera, by Vectera! I can't believe it! Is it you? Is it really, really you? Captain of the frontier, bane of the fleet, constellation's shining star of stars. Oh, you are definitely the brightest, biggest star in any constellation. There's no maybes about it. I have an eye for these things. Not that you're hard to see with that halo on your head. Although at first, I wasn't sure if it was just the glare. But now that I know it's you, what are the odds? And to think, I almost went for coffee instead. But I changed my routine for one day, and here you are. It's almost like it was meant to be. Oh, yes. Normally I start my day by drinking 4 cups of coffee and stuffing my face with chunks. But after being inspired by your story, I thought to myself, what would the great and powerful hero of Vectera do? And so instead, I went for a jog. I ran and I ran and I ran, picturing you in the distance, like a North Star. Imagine my surprise to find you were actually real. By the light of Polaris, it must be fate. Are you saying I looked you up, tracked you down, and followed you all the way here? Who'd be crazy enough to do that? I'd have to know what you looked like first, and now I do. Either way, it's such an honor to meet you. Hey, do you mind if I follow you around? Do you need a sidekick? What am I saying? You're a hero, of course you do. Lead the way. Good point. I'll start working on it right away, as soon as I learn how to sew. Until then, maybe I can be a sidekick in training. Do you have an academy where fans can practice groveling at your feet? If not, I can start one. You won't be disappointed. Do you need something from me? Your #1 fan. Until next time, there will be a next time, won't there?
Sidonia is an industrial town. The people there tend to be concise. Bye.
Stuff, so I went ahead and placed another order.
Really? Huh. We'll have to see if that's a long-term
Selling
trend.
art is a bit of an art itself.
I can just
It
file
takes
the
a strong
invoices
mind and a good eye to sell art.
Thank you, but that won't be necessary. We have a system for a reason.
In a sense, my trade doesn't necessarily need me to be tied down in one location. Because of that, I travel all over the settled systems. I'm here now for an opportunity, but before this, I was in Aquila. Before that, Neon. In my line of work, I can't afford to stay in one place for very long. Indeed, I am. I've been an art dealer for most of my life, plying my trade all across the settled systems. It's actually why I'm here in New Atlantis today. I'll be delivering a piece of art to a very particular client later. However, I don't yet have the art in my possession. Actually, would you like to pick up the artwork and bring it back to me? I'll reward you for your effort, of course.
We were talking about it, but I couldn't remember his name. Well, I remembered.
Well, I'm not very familiar with the streets of New Atlantis. I'm not from here, you see. I'd rather just avoid any trouble and have someone more capable do the exchange for me. You simply need to go pick up some artwork. The exchange has already been arranged and you won't have to show any credits. It's just a matter of picking something up and bringing it back to me. There's really no need to worry. It's all very simple. Excellent. You'll be picking up the art from Zoe Kaminsky at the Trade Authority. Tell her you're there for Samson Jabrel's art. She'll understand. Return the artwork to me, and you will be compensated. Other than being an art dealer, there's not much to say. I grew up in Neon, and I knew I had to get out of that place somehow. I did a few odd jobs, some deliveries, and it eventually led me onto this path I'm on now. I never thought I'd do what I do, but I suppose life can be surprising. Well, of course they do. Why wouldn't they? I've heard tell that you can get some very impressive items at the Trade Authority. But for now, let's settle for the artwork that I've procured. Goodbye.
You look like someone who has many stories to tell. I'd like to hear them. Hello there, dear friend. Me? Why, to be frank, I don't do much. Not anymore, at least. And that suits me just fine. Yes. I now live to collect artifacts from Earth. You see, every artifact tells a story. Even spoons and forks, which most take for granted. People laugh at me when they see I collect old Earth spoons. But think about it, friend. Spoons change the course of history. Can you imagine life without them? Ah, the usual things, I suppose. Fame, fortune, power. I'm only joking, of course. I've actually been fortunate to call New Atlantis home for many years. For a collector, like myself, I do believe there's no better place in all the settled systems. I've been charmed to make the acquaintance of many fellow old Earth enthusiasts here in New Atlantis. And that is why I continue to stay.
Excuse me.
Seems like a small decision, but they all add up over time, and it's paralyzing. If you ever stop and think about it.
I keep
Buddy, it's
telling
coffee.
you, I
Pick
am
one,
a
get out of the
manager.
way,
I should
and let
be
us get on with our
managing.
lives.
Well,
Yeah,
sure.
yeah, sorry.
Sure. Used to make a premium cappuccino, double
Howdy.
dairy, and no whip.
I don't appreciate
Hi there.
your tone. And no, I won't take whatever it is you just said. Because this place is a disorganized mess.
and welcome
what
to
you
Terra
asked me to
Brew.
do is
How may I serve
literally
you?
impossible.
Oh, I understand impossible. Fine. You want to organize? There's some up in the back. See if you can't organize a little floor cleaning operation.
Outrageous.
If you'd you'd like a cup of coffee, please speak to one of our cashiers. Pardon me?
Not now. Can't you see how busy I am?
Thanks for choosing Terra Brew. What can I get you? Hi there. Welcome to Terra Brew. How can I help you? Corporate policy requires me to state that everything Terra Brew offers is my favorite. Certainly. Please take your time.
Nothing wrong with a simple bet. Well, as long as you win. Here one moment, gone the next. I tell you, you must cherish everything and everyone while they're here. You never know when you may lose them. Thank you. I appreciate that. You see, I lost something invaluable. Lost it in a bet, if you must know. It was one of my most prized items in my collection. It was a gem, priceless, no doubt, and its beauty was blinding. Oh, life seems a little less bright without it. That scoundrel George St. George has it in his possession now. And knowing that fills me with such envy and anger. Well, yes. A part of me died when I lost it. I agree. I think I know just the thing. St. George, like myself, is a collector of trinkets and relics from Earth. I have in my possession a plate that I'm sure he won't be able to live without. Please, would you be my hero and go exchange the plate for the jewel? I'm sure it will work. Oh, God, no. I could never face him myself. I'd be sick just at the sight of him. St. George would never give the gem back if I went myself. He would gain a smug satisfaction from declining the offer. Fantastic! Here's the plate. Come back to me when you have the gem, and please don't drop it. Oh, where are my manners? My name is Guillaume, by the way. It's a pleasure to make your acquaintance. I can assure you with near certainty he won't decline. As much as I hate to say it, St. George and I are cut from the same cloth. We both adore relics from Earth, no matter how large or monetarily valuable they are. They are a piece of human history, and that means a lot to us both. It pains me to part with the plate, but I happen to have a few others in my collection. If it means sacrificing one to get the gem back, I will. Yes, I've been blessed to call New Atlantis home. When I was a younger man, I would travel the settled systems with no home to call my own. I was a nomad, if you will. But out of all the places I've been, no place quite spoke to me like New Atlantis. Not by profession. I work out of the Baldur building. Gambling is a vice I've indulged since I was a young man, and I've amassed a great collection of trinkets and valuables from it. Alas, recently my luck has soured and my collection is dwindling by the day. But I can't stop, right? I can't just quit, because what if my luck returns? A lesson I still have yet to learn, unfortunately. Thank you. I will try to take your advice to heart. I collect all sorts. Gems, novelties, old Earth trinkets. Anything and everything that has some sort of value, monetary or otherwise. One of my favorite possessions is a fork that was used on Earth. How amazing is that? You'd be amazed what people will wager in a bet. I've won and lost some truly breathtaking things. My collection, as it stands, is quite valuable and substantial. It used to be more so, but my bad string of luck lately has affected it. It does. It was the first item I ever collected. The start of it all. I received that gem when I was a young man. To know that I foolishly wagered it, threw it away. Well, I won't make that mistake again. Until next time.
Hey, pardon?
Sidonia is an industrial town. The people there tend to be concise. Bye for now.
If you're in the market for artwork, I'm sure I can find something to suit your needs.
I'm not seeing
stature
any records from that hauler out of Sidonia.
confidence.
What was his name again?
You
When's the
strike
last
me
time
as a
he delivered?
fellow collector.
Oh, that guy. His name was,
A plate?
it's on the tip of my
Oh
tongue.
my.
Jeez, it's so
As in a plate from Earth? Absolutely.
Names aside,
Without
where's
question.
the paperwork?
Here, take the gem.
Oh, no.
That
He
Guillaume,
lost his ship about a month
if he wanted his gem back so
ago.
badly, he could have simply asked.
Didn't we talk about this?
The gem is worthless. Less than a
They did
paperweight.
not.
But actually, Earth paperweights are
Well,
quite
that's very
valuable.
unfortunate. Secure some other supplier.
And
Nah, I'm sure Guillaume makes it seem that way.
I'm sorry.
In reality, it couldn't be further from the truth.
The best deals I can.
Guillaume and I have known each other for years. Since we were both young men. He is the closest thing I have to a brother. And much like brothers, we quarrel. But that doesn't mean we don't like each other. I will say, however, Guillaume can be a tad overdramatic, as well as a sore loser. Don't tell him I said that.
Take it at this rate, I won't even have a collection. Well, can't give up now. Perhaps my luck will turn. Ah, wonderful. I knew George would make the exchange. He could never resist foodware from Earth. You've done me a great service today, friend. I'll be sure to never take this gem for granted ever again. Thank you for bringing it back to me. Take care.
A diplomatic visa? You got to be kidding me. Invoice having
You
been
see that
diplomatic
scientist
visas
out in
since
front of
the
mast,
Cold War.
staring at the trees?
The law is the law,
Sounds upset.
sir. And
Whatever
that
it
one's
is,
still
it can't
on
be that
books.
bad, right?
New Atlantis Security Charter 2308 Addendum, Article 2, Section 8. Ludicrous. You made all that up. There is no such addendum. The war ended almost 20 years ago. I am Representative Evans Chisholm of the Freestar Collective. I've been coming here for months trying to ensure continued peace. I don't make up the laws, Representative. I just enforce them. You have a good day now. Someplace else.
Nice night, huh?
What? Can't you see I'm dealing with something? Did you not hear? They won't let me enter the city. Me, a political envoy who comes here constantly trying to help prevent another war. And this is the thanks I get? They won't let me enter without a diplomatic visa? Ridiculous. Oh, really? And here I am biting your head off. Apologies. I'm just, well, rather flustered. Look, if you have time, could you please go to the Freestar Collective Embassy and speak to a diplomat? They'll know what to do. Fine. Seems like I'm at everyone's mercy today.
How are you today?
Hello, Captain. Greetings. Travel safely.
Lead. Time to go?
Hi. Please disregard. I attempted an informal greeting, but I am dissatisfied with the results. Hello. Goodbye for now.
So, where to next?
If we could avoid drawing attention to ourselves, that'd be fine with me. I hope you're not hauling anything illegal. I don't want to get arrested. Again.
Been a long time since I've been to Mars. Sol system doesn't get a lot of traffic. So long.
I hope you're not hauling anything illegal. I don't want to get arrested. Again.
Let's put this bird to space. Retros firing. Orbit stabilized. Drop down, Captain. Jump complete. Normal
Welcome to
ship
UC Space. Maintain your current course while we scan your ship's cargo. Scan complete. Welcome to Mars. You are cleared to land at Sidonia.
Sidonia is an industrial town. The people there tend to be concise. Maybe another time.
I hope you're not hauling anything illegal. I don't want to get arrested. If we could avoid drawing attention to ourselves, that'd be fine with me. Have to lug cargo across half the universe to pay for this cleaning. Take care of your ship. Could end up costing you otherwise.
Be careful down near the mines, and enter any active sites at your own risk.
Welcome, welcome. Nice to meet you. Name's Trevor, mining director for the Deimos mining project here in scenic underground Sidonia. I could spare a minute or two to chat, so long as you're not looking for mining work, I suppose. Yep, that's me. Joined up with Deimos when I was just 17 as a mining gopher. Go for this, go for that, you know how it is. I worked hard, proved myself capable, and got the promotion to mining director about 6 years ago, after the old boss retired. Some of the older guys resent me, but I give everyone a lot of leeway as long as they meet their quotas. So that keeps them happy enough. Oh, that! Oh, nothing to worry about. We do fracking on Mars with subterranean particle detonations. Those announcements are just to let people know when to expect them. Now, you probably felt the rumble when the detonations actually go off. That's all it is. Not too bad, eh? Oh, come on, mate. It's perfectly safe. We're miles away, so all we get is a little jiggle now and again. Just make sure to hold the railing when going downstairs and you'll be fine. Not so bad for one of the oldest mines in the settled systems. We struggle with the lack of decent equipment, but we work hard and make up for it. As I'm sure you know, we're responsible for supplying resources to Deimos Star Yards, which in turn is responsible for supplying UC naval vessels. That, among other major projects, makes us one of the United Colony's most important mining operations. The prestige and pay that comes with it almost makes up for being stationed at the arse end of the settled systems in the middle of nowhere. Argos, huh? Yeah, I've heard of them. That's great, but yeah, unfortunately all our mining contracts are filled right now. Unless, maybe you could help me out with a job, off the books. I love the enthusiasm. Do yourself a favor and get to know some of the miners. It'll remind you what you're doing this for. Anyway, I'm getting off track. See, you might have noticed that our equipment ain't exactly holding together like it used to. Problem is, we can't get new equipment unless we start exceeding our quotas. And we can't do that until we get new equipment. A real dilemma, right? I've got a plan for solving our little problem, though. Okay, glad you're still on board. First, I need someone from the outside to bolster our yields so we can prove that we can exceed our quota. I'll fill you in on the rest of the details after you've hauled up some ore. One standard quota should do. I need to know I can trust you with the easy stuff first. Of course not. I'll pay you out of my own pocket. I care about my miners, even if corporate doesn't understand our struggles down here. I'm willing to put in some sacrifices to help. That's just the kind of guy I am. If I had the credits to buy all the equipment myself, I would. But this is the next best thing. Yeah, don't you think I want to? Corporate sets the contracts and they're not giving out anymore, so we work with what we've got. Something to do with insurance, benefits, and other liabilities. I don't make the rules. When you've got enough, drop it off in the bin over there for processing. Then come see me.
It turns out it was just another deep water deposit. That would have been wild. Don't want to catch yourself with a loose grip on your equipment when one of those particle detonations goes off. Things can get pretty glum around here. If you ever need a little joy, go talk to that Renee kid. She's always trying to make people happy. It's the divorce.
Tia, I told you about that in private.
Honey, everyone knows already.
It's true, Gilly. We know. You haven't exactly been very good at hiding it.
Well, yeah, but... Oh, fine. I guess not. It's been hard, but I'm getting through it. I'll be okay.
There you go. How about a girls-only weekend to Paradiso sometime soon? To cheer you up.
That sounds great. You don't have to ask me twice. If you notice any of the miners exhibiting worrisome behavior, feel free to let me know about it.
Another long day.
While I may technically work in HR, Tia's really the one to see for any work concerns.
I've warmed up to Mars since I came here. Hello there. Do I know you?
Jack, I'm gonna need a stiff drink tonight after the day I've had.
Tell you what, this one's on.
Ah, I see. Well, I'm Leona Hawkes, Deimos Staryard's corporate liaison. Anyone who deals with our office likely deals with me at some point. I suppose I'll be seeing you around. I coordinate between Deimos Corporate and the other operations, such as the Staryard itself, and the mining operations here on Sidonia. Deimos Staryard's corporation is a complex entity, given that the different divisions have different goals and priorities. My job is to make sure those are all in alignment. We've been contracted with the UC for decades to provide military-focused crafts for the entire fleet. It makes sense that they trust us, as Deimos is the oldest standing ship manufacturer in the settled systems. We were responsible for some of the major advancements in grav drive technology since the early days of its existence, so our legacy is strong.
Well, that's enough for today.
Shall we?
Yes, let's.
Let me just finish sending this. And done. Let's get the heck out of here.
Worker
I've got
satisfaction
more than
has been
enough work to
trending
complete
upwards
before I can go home.
Taking their psychological
Go
concerns into
me.
account has played a part in that.
There's always something to do around here. I haven't had a day off in 3 years, and I wrote the damn time off policy.
Excuse me. I'm looking to join a crew. Any openings?
I'm getting the board to agree to opening up the HR headcount for me?
Sorry, Tia. I'll bring it up again at the next meeting.
Payloads. I can optimize your ship's carrying capacity and allow you to carry more cargo.
Oh, of course
I'm not asking for much, just a reasonable share.
Just operate a little more smoothly if I...
Why is that?
Well, you know office space is limited, but we'll see. I'll make a note of it and see what they have.
Yeah, I've heard of you. I do like working with the best. Let's not close the door on this just yet. Sounds fair. I'm in. Great. I'm ready to go. Let me know when you have an assignment for me.
I heard they found another new freshwater deposit in one of the mines. So much better than paying those ridiculous import prices. How's it?
You get a lot of new faces through here. He ain't been around. Went off on patrol. Hasn't been back in since. We're starting to think it might be time to pour one out to the blackest sea. Believe me, I've heard it. After about round 3 or 4 was all he would talk about. And he's got a voice that carries. Look, nothing more I'd love than to help out a fellow Martian. Especially one that's missing. But,
He has a tab, and you don't know if he's coming back.
it's a lot of credits, okay? I let it slide for a long time because he's a regular, but if I'm out all that money, I got problems. What do you say?
No, I've done this routine. Let's skip to the part where you admit you're lying about what he owes.
You calling me a liar? I'll throw both of you out of this bar right now.
Oh, please. 2 strangers arrive from off-world asking for information only you have. You see an opportunity. Everyone always does. Lower the price. Don't think we can't find another way to get what we want.
Fine. Come on. Life on Sidonia ain't hard enough. You gonna guilt trip me? Guess I should ask you the same question. You paying or what? I want him found. I do. All right, I give up. Just trying to earn a living here. Last time he was here, Moira kept yelling about the Lady of Love, singing songs, all that kind of thing.
Venus? That's only one planet. Hardly an entire patrol route.
I got what I got, okay?
Fine. We'll make do.
Can't believe we're still pulling up huge mineral deposits after all this time.
Hey, good to see you.
Howdy.
Getting all the way to Sidonia only to find the jobs are all filled sucks. But maybe it's a blessing in disguise. This place is harsh.
Hello, traveler. Will you join me for a while? You strike me as someone with an interesting story. Call it scholar's intuition. Meeting a kindly stranger is always a blessing. What brings you to Sidonia? Oh, a kindred spirit. I've been exploring the galaxy for years myself. I'm doing research for a book I intend to write. Voyaging through the Starfield is a humbling and beautiful way to live. It's a pleasure to meet a fellow nomad. It's going to be a philosophical text about my theories on the intersection between science and the divine. I've been studying that relationship for years, and I want to preserve my findings for future scholars. Join your crew? I usually travel alone, but the idea does appeal to me. I'd have more time to focus on my book if I were traveling with you. Are you willing to pay? I dislike taking money from friends, but I'll need some credits to stow my ship at Sidonia's spaceport. I'll work to make it up to you, naturally. I know a lot about starship maintenance, and I'm skilled at constructing outposts. I have plenty of piloting experience, too. I also think I'm a decent conversation partner. That has some value on long trips through deep space. Let me think about it. I hear you. You know what? I may be starting to like you. In my experience, the right offer is always worth waiting for. I'm sorry, but I can't afford to be that generous. I understand. Fate willing, our paths will cross again someday.
Fancy seeing you here.
Before you say anything,